Okay, so now we are on the third stage of our project, which is where we're going to do a rough flat plan for the room. So before we start doing anything else, I want to make sure everything we have actually fits in our room in a way that allows us to still walk around the place. Do you know what else this is going to do for us today? Is maybe we're going to find out for some of us that we have too much stuff for the size of room we thought we were going to need. And it's going to allow us to adjust the room bigger or smaller based on our needs. All right? So if you need bigger or more space, you're going to find that out today. If you need less space, maybe than you had thought. So that's kind of what this is all about. And we're going to work on the layout of our room. All right. So let's go into Tinkercad.com. We're going to need to go there first. And I'm going to create a new design. Taking a second. And this new design, I'm going to name it right away. And that is Dream Room Flat Plan. You know what? Today we're going to use this as if it were and pretend it was two-dimensional software. We're going to use it like that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a top view and turn off the perspective. So top view, and we go to flat view. It's really important you get the flat view today. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap this over here so you can kind of see both. And this is one that I took from a student. And I'm just going to get started placing things in my room. Now, my student that I borrowed this from, they might do differently than I do, but I'm just going to show you to get started. Today, we don't need to worry about how tall the objects are. We just want to see how much floor space that these things take up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a red rug. Now, guess what? The student who did this, they probably have a 5-foot by 8-foot red rug. We need inches, so I'm going to just convert that right now. That's pretty easy to do. We can just pull up our calculator. And so I'm going to convert this first. 5 feet by 8 feet. Can you imagine if the rug was only 5 inches by 8 inches? It would only be about this tall, this big. It'd be something you'd walk on and slip on. So it must have been 5 feet by 8 feet. And the height, I doubt, was probably 6 feet. So the red rug would be 5 times 12. Oh, okay, so that should have been 60. Got to make sure we're dealing with inches. And the length in inches, whoops, I just screwed that up, didn't I? 60. And then we go 8 times 12. And we get 96. Same thing, except now it's in inches. And I'm going to guess, you guys, that it should be very thin. I'll just put 1 inch thin. And now we put that in here so we can start arranging things in the room and pretending. So I put it in here, and I click this, and this was 60 by 96. And it was only 1 tall, wasn't it? It's a real thin rug, right? Let's say it's real puffy, though. It's 1 inch. Just keep it simple. So there I have a rug to get started with. So there we go. Now, how is that going to play into my room? I don't know yet. That's why we're doing the flat plan from the top view. Okay, now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to put in the next object that I have. Here it is. Mcqueen Bed. So this is, you know what I think this is? I didn't do this, but I think this is what is it, Cars? From the movie Cars, right? It's a Lightning McQueen bed. So let's check this out. 38 by 75. 38, 75, 24. So I'm going to put something out here. And since it's McQueen, I think he was red, wasn't he? Yeah. 38. 74. And there it is. There's my bed, and then I'm going to go 24 tall. Does it really matter? I don't care about how tall it is because we're only looking at it from the top. But this will help me at least understand what the heck this thing is. And I don't know, maybe this will go in this corner. Now what you can do is you can start making this. Hey, you need more grid? Mine's only 200 by 200. You know, let's make it bigger. Let's make it big. And then I'll trim it down later. 500 by 500. There we go. Big ball of room. You get to make some more money to get a room like this, I guess. Maybe I'll put my bed in the corner. You know what? I got to tell you, now I see it. This looks way too big. Like, you know, I want to live in a big room, but I don't want to live in a warehouse. So let's go 300 by 200. There. Okay, maybe that looks a little better. My rug's in the middle. My bed's over here. Now you can try it out. Like, hey, what if I change it to 90 degrees this way? What if I want it in the corner, but I want it to be 45 degrees in the corner? So you can start playing around with ideas like that. Then you go and you do your next thing. Oh, a black door. 2 inches by 36 by 80. And you just start putting them in. Are these really the objects? Later on, you're going to replace these with the real thing. 2 inches. By 36. Can't see it. And it was 80 tall. We don't really care how tall it is, but just for the heck of it, for planning, it does, you know, let's just do it right. By 80. And now you can start thinking, where do I want this door? You know what? I want to do it 90 degrees this way. Oh, what did it say? This is a black door. Let's talk about colors, just so that you can start remembering. I think this is black, so I just click that. Whenever you hear me say I think on colors, it's because I'm colorblind. 90 degrees, and then you can put this where you need this door. I want it right here. That's where you come in the room. And there we go. And we keep moving through the list, and we're going to add all of our items. And then you can move it around. If you want to adjust the size of the room, that's fine. Does your room have to be a perfect rectangle? No, you could make it to be different sizes than that. But I think the rectangle is easy to start with the snap grid. Once you have all of those things done, you'll be ready to move on to the next step, which is phase 4. So this is how you're going to work on this today.